So let's initialize our two grades. So int grade 1 equals to 80 and grade 2 equals to 100, okay? So for example, if you've taken your first exam and got 80 and then you learned more and studied more and you got 100 on your second chance. And now what we want to do is that we know that these two grades, these two variables are just like boxes and they are stored somewhere, right? This is a grade, yeah, right, at the E. And these variables are stored somewhere and they hold some value. This one holds 80 and the second one holds 100. So what we want to do now is we want to print their values, and we know how to do it. We simply use printf, so printf grades 1 value equals to %d, and if we want to grade 1, and if we also want to do the same for grade 2, we just modify it here, grade 2 and grade 2 and grade 1. So we can print their value, and what we will see on the screen is simply grade 1 value equals to 80 and grade 2 value equals to 100. But what we learn in this section is how to work with pointers and how to work with different addresses, because we know that a pointer is just a variable that contains an address of some other variable and allows us an indirect access to it. So the first step that we need to understand is even how to print the actual address of this variable that we've created here, grade 1 and grade 2. So we will do something like this. Grade 1 address, okay, address, it's the actual address where it resides in the memory of your computer, will be equals to %p. Okay, this will specify the address, and we just use something like this. Is this correct? What do you think will be printed to the screen now? Will be printed the value or the address? Meaning we've seen here in line 8 that when we use a printf like this and we specify grade 1, we are simply going to get the value inside of this variable, and that's not something that we want here. We want the address, and we know that if we want to get the address of a variable, we just specify this ampersand guy. So now if we are going to run this program, we will see that aside to this value of grade 1, we also have the address of grade 1, which is this kind of numbers that you can see on the screen. We will not go into it and into the hexadecimal representation of this address. So simply know that you can print the address of a variable by specifying this %p and the ampersand of this variable that specifies where it resides in your computer's memory. So the same we can do also in this line and specify grade 2 and grade 2, and we will print this out, and we will also make sure that the address of both of these variables, you can see it's not the same, right? Because these two boxes are stored in different places. They cannot be in the same address, otherwise you will not be able to distinguish between them. So that's basically it. This is pretty much an easy challenge just to demonstrate how to work and what is the difference between values and addresses of pretty much simple variables. You can do also the same for variables of type float, of type char, and so on. The addresses will be printed out in the similar way. The only thing that will change is this %d for the value, so it will be for char %c, or for floating points f, or double lf, and so on. So I think you've got the idea of how to access each value of any variable and how to print its address. So this is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You are doing great. We proceed with the material. And in the next video, we are going to proceed with some more explanation about pointers and about an address and how to work with them. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll see you there.